Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, welcome. My name is Monica, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my mid-month wrap-up. So these are my 4 to 5 star reads that I had at the beginning of June, and let's just get into the books. So the first book I read in July, I actually started it in June but didn't finish it till July 1st. It is Bound in Blood by Sadie Kincaid. This is book 3 in the Broken Bloodline series. This one is the third and final book in a Why Choose trilogy, so I'm not going to talk about the meats and bones of this because you have to read the first 2 in order to read this one. But I will say this, I really liked it. It picked up right where book 2 left off. I really liked how the story ended, and I really liked how everything just wrapped up. It wrapped up very, very well. This is a very solid Why Choose romance series. I gave this one 4.5 stars. This one is a must read, but you have to read books 1 and 2 before you read book 3. And then I went on to Battle of the Bookstores by Ali Brady. This is a new to me author. Did not know anything about it except that Chrissy said it was really good, and I actually really enjoyed this. This was 4.5 stars. It just had You've Got Mail vibes all over it. It's about these 2 managers of different bookstores. So Ryan manages a romance only bookstore, while Josie manages a more serious bookstore, more like literary fiction and stuff. She reads more literary fiction, he reads romance. And there is dyslexia representation in this. Ryan's character is dyslexic, and he found the love of reading through reading to a parrot for something, and it was romance novel. So that's why he manages a romance only bookstore, which is fantastic. So they know each other online, where they're talking to each other, and that's how they grew attached emotionally. But they were competitors in real life, but they didn't know that their online personalities were the same people. Anyway, I really liked this one. It had a lot of great back and forth to it, and then when he figured out who she was first, it took her a little bit longer to do it. I really liked this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked the romance. I liked how they were pitted against each other from the guy who owns both the bookstores, and how they dealt with the guy who owns the bookstore. I really liked how this ended. This book is very solid. I would recommend it, and I gave it 4.5 stars. So the next book, it was an ALC for me, and it was I Could Be Yours by Helena Hunting, and I gave it 4.5 stars. The narrators were Savannah Peachwood and Teddy Hamilton, and they were perfect. They were perfect in the roles. The narration was perfect. I enjoyed my time listening to this audiobook. This one's Grumpy Sunshine, Second Chance, Found Family, and they are in Aruba for a wedding. And you see characters from Little Lies as well as the Toronto Terror series. And this one is about Essie and Nate. Nate's brother is a hockey player. Essie's sister is with a hockey player. That's where they know each other from. However, they had met and shared a kiss 6 years ago. Nate hightailed it out of there. So Nate has some hangups about relationships. Well, Essie, she's a hopeless romantic. She's trying to find her soulmate, and she cannot stand him because of what happened 6 years prior. But they have to work together because he's the best man, she's the maid of honor, and he still is thinking about that kiss. He's still thinking about Essie from all this time. He never forgot her. So they had to work together, and they're both very A-type personalities where they plan everything out. And I really enjoyed this book. It had the best effort moment in this book. I was like, yes. That part, when it happened, a smile came to my face, because those are some of the best type of scenes. And through this time in Aruba, Essie and Nate were sneaking around, and then they had to come to terms with their feelings. This had great banter. It had great character growth. It had the humor that Helena Hunting's known for, and I enjoyed my time in this book so much, and I highly recommend that you pick it up. So I participated in a 48-hour readathon at the beginning of July, and one of the books that I read was Kingfisher's POV. This is a audiobook release. I think it's an audiobook release only, simply because this was extra content that Callie Hart had on her newsletter or something, but you can't find the ebook. This is like 3 little novellas into one novella. So it's like 3 short stories in one novella. So anyway, this gives a lot of context to Quicksilver, because these are scenes that happened in Quicksilver. But this is from Kingfisher's point of view, and I absolutely adored it. I give it 4.5 stars. It actually made things that I had questioning in Quicksilver, it answered those questions. So that's why I really liked it, and that's why I gave it a rating. It was because it answered questions that I had after I was done reading Quicksilver. So, and then I read Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. This is a new to me author, and I did read this for that 48-hour readathon as well. This one is about Eowyn. She's a strong, badass heroine. She's a princess. She has dragons. However, her dad stole her dragons from her, and he's trying to get her killed. He wants her dead. Now, I don't quite understand why. I know there's a lot of political intrigue in this, but then you have Caden, who has a reputation of being ruthless, and he makes a deal with Eowyn that he will help her get back her dragons if he helps her. We find out more of Caden's backstory as this goes on, and I'm not going to say it because if you haven't read it, you really should read it. And I really liked the adventure. Like, they were traveling a lot, so there was a lot of road trip aspects, but I also loved how they both protected each other. There is stuff that we find out about him. She falls for him. It is fantastic, but beware, there is talk about what happened when she was arrested when she was little by her father's men and what they did to her. And that is very hard to, I don't want to say it on YouTube because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But be aware, there's some trigger warnings that you should be aware of. But anyway, I gave that one 5 stars. And the next one I read was Where We Bloom by Kristen Proby. This is book 3 in the Blackwells of Montana series. This is about Billy Blackwell and Connor. Connor is a Irish billionaire guy. And listen, I got the ALC for this, and it was Emma Wilder and Connor Craus. And the reason why I'm going like this is because I'm remembering the Irish accent that Connor Craus did, and it was superb. It was so good. Anyway, this one, so Connor and Billy had a one-night stand a while ago, and then he finds out that Billy is his sister's best friend, and they're in the Bitterroot Valley, and he just cannot get over her. Like, he can't get over that one-night stand. She's like, you gotta let me go, because there was some stuff, like, he was kind of a commitment phobe, but he just could not get over Billy. And so he gets her to go out with him, and they have their romance. And there's some stuff that happens. This is an age gap. It is, I think he is like 40, I don't remember. He's in his 40s, and I think she's 23. So there is a definite age gap there, but it didn't really make the book feel icky. It worked really well. I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars. And then I got the ALC for Eclipsed Empire by Tessa Hale. And this is book 2 in the Wolves of Crescent Creek series. I keep wanting to call it Crescent Kingdom or whatever. Like, for some reason, I'm having the worst time with this one series. Saying the names, remembering the names. It's not the book. The book is fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. The audiobook is mind-blowingly good. The audiobook is phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. It picked up right where Crescent Kingdom ended. Crescent Kingdom is book 1. I'm not going to talk about this because you need to read book 1 in order to understand what's going on in book 2, but it picked up right where it left off. And our heroine, Ren, has some stuff that has happened to her, and the guys have to make some groveling stuff going on. And that's all I'm going to say. It's worth the read. It's worth the credit. You need to pick this up. And I do think that, if I remember, it's coming out the day that this video is landing. So, oh, and we know that Eclipsed Empire is coming out on the 16th. Well, Where We Bloom is coming out on the 17th. So Where We Bloom was a 4.5 stars. Eclipsed Empire was 5 stars. And then I read the next one that I read, and it is going to be released on July 22nd. I read this for a vlog that you'll see on July 20th, so I'm not going to really talk about it. I'm just going to tell you that I really enjoyed my time in this. It was Chasing Shelter by Catherine Cowles. This was Trace and Ellie's story. I have thoughts. You will see the thoughts on July 20th, but I will say this: I loved it. That's all I'm going to say. And then I read for that same vlog, so I'm not going to really talk about it, is The Marriage Hex by Sarah Blue. This is book 1 in the Celestial Witches series, and I really enjoyed this one. It was so good, and I will let me put it this way. You have to wait for that vlog because I had thoughts about this one too. Listen, that vlog, you will see a lot of bangers in that vlog, and this was one of the bangers. So that one, absolutely. And then I read for that vlog as well, Unloved by Peyton Curran. And this one is book 2 in the Undone series. And this one made me cry. And is in that vlog, July 20th. I would have made that vlog done today. Like, when you're seeing this, I would have put it today if she hadn't put it for the 20th. But I cried on that one. And then lastly for that vlog, I told you it was a banger. Like, I had some bangers in that. Like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I read 4 books in that vlog, and all 4 are on my wrap up for 4 stars or more. That's saying something. So I read How to Fall for Your Scoundrel. I didn't actually think this was a friends to lover, but it's a feminist to lovers. And it says a historical romance, and he is a thief with morals. And that's all I'm going to tell you. You have to read that vlog. But I would recommend every single book in that vlog. Chasing Shelter, The Marriage Hex, Unloved, and How to Fall for a Scoundrel. All of them. I would highly recommend all of them. The next one I read was Sweet Prison by Neva Altaj. This is book 10 in the Perfectly Imperfect series, and I absolutely adored this one. I gave it 4 stars, and I had a very good time with this one. This one is Zahara and Massimo, and they got to know each other through letters. Now, be aware that she was really young when they started. She was in her teens when they started writing. He didn't really want anything to do with her because they were step-siblings and stuff. He was a criminal mastermind, stuck in jail. She was the girl that everybody underestimated, and she made herself invisible, so people didn't really look at her. So she did some stuff for him. However, when they met in person at her father's funeral, that's when all the loving feelings really came, okay, specifically for him. And that's where it jumps off from, and I really enjoyed it. The audiobook is a banger. It's Gregory Salinas and Alison Voller, and I would recommend this one. This one is really well done. The last book that I want to talk about, and it isn't going to be an upcoming vlog as well. This one is for the historical fiction readathon that I'm participating in. Christy from Christy Reads a Lot and Tori from Novel Life, they're putting it on. I don't read a lot of historical fiction, but I decided to participate in this one. Anyway, it is Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. This is a new to me author. I did enjoy this. I did not know what to expect going into this, but I will say this. Other than Frank, the characters are unlikable, but I loved Frank. Like, Frank is such a good character. This is a murder mystery, like who killed the farmer? We don't know who the farmer is. We don't know who the person's on trial is at the beginning of the book. I was enthralled. I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't really like Beth as a character. I'm going to say that. I didn't really like her character. She kind of irritated me a little bit with some of her choices. But Frank is the rock star in this one. Anyway, those are the books I read at the beginning of June that were 4 stars or above. Let me know if you've read any of them down below. What did you think? And if you made it this far in this video and you want to let me know what you hear, please leave me a clock emoji since my last book was a historical fiction. And until next time, my friends, happy reading. Bye.